yak hat ya ati yaki awe ach sik awe ach sik hasastu in achoni yaki Johan ach yejene ide gachtu koch ya ach shukwa yedi khalkhes khatkhewus field trip again at was ku yes kudutin yedo sago atwe field trip kwal at was ku yes kuwatini Chadakasa at was ku yes kudutini aqa away has to inka khwani kyayaki aya tlekaq Indigenous Peoples Day ya akhiki sik yeaqa Tlingit yaki aga Tlingit yaki aya yewe akhtu yak yaki akhu ye has jiwane kwal has to tuasagu just ausatini away way Tlingit yaki yaudutsahihi yak Khatqa akhtuasagu hayuk atangidat ye jane ajawe taldasa ayanach Indigenous away hayuk atangi ye shtuka khatati wushkanach hutu da adi ya yaki ye away kwal nask talk shuwahichen ya ask away wishkun wan ya atnasquinki Yes, ya qatla to ashku Columbus yaki hatu asagu Indigenous yaki aqa away hasa ya wadaq aqa hasu UAA qa UAF away ETA ya qutwaq we governor what's that gachtusa governor Walker a kausha hitwe cook yet Alaska kach and get yaki Ḳutí Ajoy yaki aya Tlingit yaki yewe to us a good so adasa yi to us a go adat kagach tutla adi aya ye Ḳutí yewe kakwa ak yechwaji wal Xóots Aawasháayi Yées Sháatkʼ gidat yejagach qa we wushuk adul atki kushtako ish qa qonak ye awa kwal hastu yuchatangi dat yejetune shukwaya ye qakwawuz dasa dat yitundatani yidat Asa Dasa ke wasa oti oh
ख़ुशीन
say we the TV time gidat
Gunalchish Yagi Aya King Jichuan Anik Gunalchish Ye Katuati Yagi Zeish Achit Wudishi Nask Tak Shuahik We Akak Ye Kawal Hadley Naituch Yagi the day you count your blessings. Go ahead, Colleen, and all. I'm just trying. Yeah, to Kaklige Daka Yanwat Aya Kunach Ya Kudzige Ach Inya Yawaka Daknach Shawat Tlenach Shawat Yanach Tlitzin. Basically, he said Daknach Ka Tlenach Ka yanak litzin. Two people are stronger than one person working together. Uch in janak tu ne. Tsa yagak tu tlak.
I just have a weather report. Yikachanik ya Ḳutí dachadach gleitach husitan nisdat. Tlakatye has kashikich weideyikt has hushikich ka shaya deheni. Klech an kanach has yaudu kuch kdein hado. Ilja ya nachich weichun seganen ke kuch wakeyi at auch deshi. Utuwe?
How gonna cheese ya Ḳutí ka wasa yati we at budut a ye awa ach tuasagu we Tlingit at chikuk aya wujin gartul ye Johan. Ye awa ye yes aya at kuahayak each Tlingit ka Johan ko Shuku ausatini awa we talk. Got talk aya at kuaha. Yeah, we yakaha. Talk awa yina teach. Ako talk aya kone yakonehin. Joya which the katka. Kutas awa kik. Ade at what the kukhye with late katik a kach. Nishan has it to us a good talk aya talk. What naskin cut. Naskin cut away ye kuge ha at yanakukhu. Aga awem. Ya konach away. Goed yachati. Ya one kanins wush gate has yaw the goo. One kanins de akanachaya has a kaushikit. Ha. Ishan. Kedain at nice a koch Johan. Ye wetlach toa oshko. Ye kar ye yanigu. Ayes gamdani ayatesha toa oshko. Yanigu. Yuk echawe. Kedain aya. Yuch outlaati. Gunnel cheese yuch ayitlaat. Yawa. Sukka. Did we pick a topic? I felt like we didn't pick a topic.
Ya Ḳutí ye ख़ुदी.
Yeah, awa. Yeah, awa. Gwalla kata se woke up. Swasa. Sukka.
Chukan ka khat ha yejine Sunday awa we kuyati ratangi clash kushka it's like siudak was tanin tatke idat kua awadak gwash se ganin siudak guch satan huch
Yeah, okay. Gunnel cheese. Gunnel cheese. Yeah, awa. Yata ayat kay dihin awa khwaach. Ya shakshani kik gwall desai. De redach aya we lishuk o yuchatangi. Gled kach enach. Tlingit enach tse. Gwall ay lishuk o at aya. Yawa we ka. De tawasagu. Wu de kaiti tin. At wutu wacha. Gwall wu de kaiti dat wush kanach wutu da arti. Hechasagu wasagach tu sa we picnic. wu de Katie aya ge do sakwal wu kaku ye awe achawe kak aya ye awe hasito asagu we wu kaku dot aya wushkanachas au da ati aqa awe de khuni aqewa wus itiwa gesagu ya wu kaku tin ya atkachtu kha ha ani kak hoka kaik siudak wusatan ha qalsa qanan aya wushkanachtu da atwe wu kaku da kaik siudak satan ha naski gig qal kagachtu aq kaik siudak satan ha da khunya gigsha kaik siudak satan wana ni sewid we qai ya qa ha Tlingit awe uhan qushdeach wasa Ḥutí wushkanachtu da ati we wu qaguda ye awe yak qatangia qushdeach wasa Ḥutí ana we hatuwa sagu ya ani kakaya wutuwa ati ye awa yak kunya ki khanach sawe siudaku satanan yidat qat tlaik Tlingit yagi ye awa hasituwa sagu seed ayektawe ataswakuhu achawe haka awe kuwak yagi kwasachawe hatuwa sagu wushtin aya haqusti dat haqusti tin aqa awe wuke awe ya hin aqanaqaya haswakuhu ye awe Tlingit tundatani aya yak awe katuwa yin yak awe yak kautaku hin sa achawe ye ya waka ya akhtawa sagu kataku hin yak naqati itu ye awe ye ya waka ka yat atsu wudak like wuduwaga kwasyata wuduwaga ha akatratse wak up yitu wudaga ko ya wudaga kwas yakis yan wada aqa yande yan wada aqatliye yati waqis yan wudaga aya kam yata kakwatu wada ga yada wuduwaga ye awe yitu wuduwaga aqakayet itu yeti ye awe Tlingit tundatani tin kasa yakhti shida wutnuch shida wut yadu guksa kachasa guwe alphabet qa yadu sha ita wut was shida wut yatatsu ye awe khwa kachwan ish qidach Gog shida wut sha ita wut yada qoa was tes ayach uti Tlingit yuqatangitin achawe chishugo isatinge ya wut aya we yuqatangi khati yada qoa qusti guksa yisikuge ada wut asoy glekach inach ada wut
But like
Trouble? Is it
trouble.
Yeah, Kayat atsu. Ya atawut claim. Ye do a sago at. Ya chago kaku. Ya atawut claim claig. Atawut claim deich. Ya Adolf Hitler away. Go do would lock. Ya awa achawi kwash. Ya yata. We Sha would the witl ayat ushke. Ye awa Tlingit tani. Ya klach kunach ya Canadain aya ya hin. Kutlach ya ti. Ya awa hatuwasaku. Wudu waga. Ya awa ituwu achtuwu wudu waga. Ya awa ituwasaku. Ya tatsu. Ya do we sit. Sit adach aya ya Canadain we hin. We hin aya ya chuk. Ya shia deheni ata kaye ti tleo. Ka adasa. Ya kwash adach aya ya guch. We isha tin. Kwash we gucha tin. Aka just atunach aya kakilatin. Ye awa ye gachisatin. Ya takat at tu ye ti. Ako just yeta akach at ye ti. Kau daku. Yata. Tuasagu yisaku utsu. Guksa. Kau daku wuhin.
The kach de gohin.
Kach daku wuhin ye duasagu at we nadayi hin. Ha khank ayi we UAS khank ayi. Yata ko ya kau daku. Achawe yadu Glekach inach murky aya aka awe ya wehin kau daku atunach aya dutin ye awa hatu wasaku kau daku wuhin yach yati achtuwu ye awa we chakaku achin hasakawanik wan kanins yak tsukka we Ḳutí dat kat adasa. Kachik Johan. Any questions? Anything you've been wondering? One thing I'll translate one thing, which is it's Indigenous Peoples Day. So if folks are off working or watching things, that's great. Me, if it's Indigenous Peoples Day, I want to work on my Indigenous language, but other folks can do that later, no problem. Somebody have a question?
Kune, I sent you an email, but this is sort of like probably really dumb. But so I listened to your October 1st class, and I liked those examples from Sedaya Dahin Akana Wus. So it's got the N conjugation class. So that's after he'd asked her 4 times. And then there was another earlier example, Yadakun Aye Yanaka Awe. And again, it's got that N conjugation prefix. And I don't know if this has anything to do with it or if it's just dumb. I like going over James Crippen's Salmon Boy from Swanton. And he talks about a realizational, so Jeff Lear says it's rare, a realizational mode. And he says, I sent some examples to you in the email. He says it uses N conjugation like a progressive. You probably have it there. But it's usually a perfective stem. And is it always plus I? Does that have anything to do with what Sedaya is, the verb mode she's using there?
What did you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking at what Xóots has documented on the realizational mode, first of all, we should never say that we're making dumb guesses. Let's just say, I have a theory, right? Or I have a question, because we had some really cool things last semester when we were just sort of having an open brainstorm. And I know some people criticize when we sort of theorize on language stuff, but I think it's fine, because then we could sort of talk it out. But we noticed that the classifiers, you can go, sa is a body part in a classifier group in the minus I form. And sha is a body part. It's right above your sa. So you go sa, sha, sha. Sa, sha, sha. And if you go up a level from there, you got nothing. So yeah, that was kind of a neat way to just sort of think about the classifier. Sha is a neck, but you don't really see that body part because shaka is in the mouth, which is literally on the neck, on the top of the neck. Shadich is the back of the neck, and shaytuch is shatuch, so inside of the neck. And so the realizational mode, you do hear this in songs. So if you have a song where the verb has this na that pops up in it for some reason that you cannot tell, and sort of, I guess, what I would sort of come at this from multiple angles. Let me find this other slide. So if we go back to this chart here, and this sort of switchboard idea, one thing we want to do is sort of zoom in on these areas where we have conjugation. So conjugation prefixes, there's these kind of 4 spots where things are going to happen. And so this is where we're going to change the mode, is usually right here. And there might be some other things, some things in the preverb, maybe a suffix that comes up, maybe some combination of the 3. But basically, you have 2 things. And so my theory is you have 2 types of things. You have things that mean things and things that do things. Most of these just do things, but there are a couple that do mean something. So the aerialis means the verb has not occurred, right? So that has a meaning. It'll be in all negative forms, it'll be in all future forms, and it'll be in a couple other things. Anything that uses, most things that use a comparative thematic prefix are going to have this, which is why you say ye ku ge or cha ye gu genk, right? That's where the gu is coming from. It's ka and will sometimes become gu. And so then the perfective, it sort of doesn't really have meaning, but it says, let's just look at that verb specifically in terms of whether it has or hasn't happened, right? That's really like, has it reached some sort of completion or not? And that's how I sort of look at the perfective. The others don't really have meaning, but there's a couple things to keep in mind. Is you have the conjugation prefix. So here's ga, and here's qa, and na, and 0. That's the one you're going to get in the command anu, gedan, nata, cha. But there's also a ga mode, I think, where that's not the conjugation prefix. But the ga is going to pop up in the future form. You're going to have this one and the aerialis and then qa, mode. And so some of them are just mode things where it says, doesn't matter what the conjugation class is, this thing's going to pop on, like na conjugation. You're going to get that in all those progressive imperfectives. Ya na squain, ya na gut, yanalqoin. So you're going to get these when you're going to get that sort of in the process of happening right now. And then the qa mode, you're going to get this one sometimes in combination with these other ones. Like a hortative is going to have your conjugation prefix and your qa mode. That's how you make a hortative. And that's why you get qaqasti, because you get q, and then you get the qa conjugation, and then the qa mode, right? And this is why you say nakhtu'at, nakhtu'at, and that's going to combine to form nakhtu'at. I didn't know my computer would ring when my phone rings. That's interesting. So going back to the realizational discussion, it describes a past event or state that is essentially obsolete, being found. And so this is probably from some older notes, and Xóots might have some new thoughts on it. And so what do we have when we look back at Mrs. Nyman? Ye yanaka, and then the other one is, let me find it. Dakhun dahin akhanabuz. So that could be, I mean, it certainly could be, so you've got wasaya de atnani, what on earth has happened now? I think it's a pretty good guess. And then we might have to look at what that realizational, what does that really mean, right? Because a verb mode means we're attaching some other type of meaning to the verb, right? So like you say, it's going to be, it's going to happen, it's not going to happen, it cannot happen, it happened, it didn't happen, it's happening now, it's in the process of happening. So I'll ask. I'll see what Xóots thinks and see if I can get an answer from him. And so it is something that you would rarely see.
In the Salmon Boy, Xóots said that the realization, it's a perfective-like eventuality that's come to a culmination that you're anticipating after a period of time. He describes it in a few ways, but it seems to have something to do with time. He said an eventuality has taken place according to an expectation after some expected delay. And also, he said in some time passes between what happens and what people expect. So that's sort of how he was describing it in the Salmon Boy, in the Salmon Boy paper. There's three examples. The first one's on page 75 of that.
Get there again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It would be like when this thing had happened. And so it's really interesting when we start sort of piecing together a lot of this time and sequence stuff. And it gets really tricky when you're trying to pick, like, there's this conditional one, so it's like every time it's this way, it's every time this thing happens, this other thing happens, where really what we're saying here is by the time this thing had happened, then, it was the fourth time that did it, right? And that's what the story was really conveying. So, chutle kwak wukwan dukanach kushakandu waku, which is a pretty amazing verb, right? Kushakandu waku. And so if we look at the way that Zeus looks at these ones, you have k, sh, k, the end conjugation, d, so some person is doing it, classifier, ku, which is, yeah, that's a big verb. Shandu wa ku, to be sucked down into the water. Wow. Okay. Well, I think you're certainly on the right track right there. So this is probably like liquid in the mouth type of a thing, huh? Kush on duwaku. Let's see if weha has something similar to that verb.
Is it like the water's mouth?
It could be, and in that, once you start throwing so it's to spit or to hold water in the mouth. Well, that's knowing. Hold on. Let's see if we can find that one. Awaku, let the water rest in the mouth. Spit the water out, suck the water in. But that's and so he just has these basically two verbs, and then as we sort of get in, and so this is what you're going to find with Tlingit as well, is that there's going to be this set of verbs, but then some speaker will use this really big form. So you have k, which is the aerial, sh is the head, this ka, we'll have to look at that one. But and then the na is making, so this is popping up to make it this realizational. Huh. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll see if I could find some more stuff. And you said there was another one in here too, right?
There's one on page, let me see, 89, and one on page 95, 96, and that's as far as I've got in Salmon Boy.
Okay. Well, I'll post this Salmon Boy so that we can nerd out on this over the next few days. Okay, gonna cheesh. And then I'll see what he thinks. Like that could very well be what we're looking at right here. That makes a lot of sense to me. And so when you're sort of tying things together conceptually, I think you start with just saying verb A, verb B, put a relational suffix on verb B, and change the classifier to -I, and you get it's A sort of because of B, right? Yak'e satini, good to see you. Achtu yak'e hati gudi, I'm happy you came here. So that's one way to just sort of really tie things together really directly. Verb A, verb B, and then you get this, basically you get what looks like a possessive suffix on the second verb. And then it seems to me that the classifier goes -I, except for a zero group, right? And so the zero, I think, likes to stay there because achtu segu iyak. That's what I would think speakers would prefer, as opposed to achtu segu ik. It just sounds kind of weird when it drops to a zero classifier. So it probably wants to stay as the ya. But that's a guess. Anyways, okay, gonna cheesh.
Is that paper online?
Salmon Boy one?
Yeah.
I'll put it online. I'll put it online tonight. Zeo shared it with us this summer. It's fabulous. I'll check the email, make sure that he didn't. If he didn't want it shared because it's a draft or something, I can email it out.
Jeez.
Other thoughts or questions?
So I was wondering about the prefix ga for the future for contractions in the prefix string. Does that change with the subject? Like cha would be k'kwa, e would be k'gi.
Yes. Yeah, and the future is actually really predictable. So I think we could start by looking at this. So we did last semester, I think, or last year, I don't know. We did a thing where we just sort of talked about food. We got together and talked about food. So I made this little, I started this presentation and then I worked on it a little bit more. And this will get us to start, really what we want to think about here. Xóots Aawasháayi Yées would be the way people eat. So just sort of continuing to think about the verb, right? So we could draw all these little pictures. I like lots of arrows and colors and stuff. There's a preverb, there's a postverb. Right? So the preverb is going to be motion stuff. Ade, adach, anach, right? You're going to have all of that stuff is going to be, it's going to be there for the motion verbs. And that's going to tell you what type of motion it is. The other things you're going to get there would be maybe whoosh, and that's going to push the classifier plus D. We're doing that thing together. And there's just a slight difference between whoosh and whooch-in, or whoosh-tin, however you want to say that. Whoosh and whooch seem to be interchangeable, but if you say whoosh, so for example, let's say we're getting together to work, and we're working on whatever, we're soldering circuit boards. That's our work. We work for Apple. We make like, anyways, I don't want to get into it. But let's just say we're soldering boards, right? If we're all just sitting here soldering our own independent boards, that would be whooch-in ye jitune. Because you're working on your stuff, I'm working on my stuff, she's working on her stuff. But if we are all soldering on the same big, giant iPad 13.7, plus is going to be the size of a table, that would be whoosh ye jitudene, right? So it's going to go plus D because we're doing that thing together. And so there's a difference. That's why you'd want to say whooch-in, whatuwacha, we're going to eat together. But if it was like Jeffrey Dahmer and Hannibal Lecter, whoosh-tudacha, maybe that's got to be the way it ends, right? That means we're going to eat each other, right? And so there, you just got to get that little subtle difference, right? But that's the preverb stuff. That's what that's going to do. You're going to get a yay or a k or a ya when you say ya nagut. That's the ya is in that preverb spot. Then you're going to get into the actual verb itself. Object, thematic, conjugation, subject, classifier. That's your prefix. Right? So we talk about change the prefix, figure out what the stem is. That's what it comes down to. The post verb, you're going to get nooch or noogene. That's the most common one. There's a few others, but it's the Tlingit pattern is there's fewer stuff on the back end of things, and same with the suffix. The most common suffix you're going to get is repetitive, some form of repetition. Happens regularly, happens every time. Hasn't happened yet. Those are the three sort of most common suffixes. But what I want to, and sometimes we'll venture off and we'll just say, oh wow, look at these, the realizational and the conditional. But that's not day-to-day stuff. I think that's good to know. And once you've got a handle on the day-to-day stuff, go for it. Go get the big fish. That's the big halibut. We're just going to be fishing for minnows for a little while, right? But we're going to start imperfective, perfective, future. Those are the three we really want to master in the positive and negative form. So when we look at how do you change a verb, there's two ways. You could change it for person by changing the object or the subject. The subject is a more radical change because it's deeply into the prefix. The object is just going to change it a little bit. It's going to cause a little bit of contraction for those open ones. I, yi, ku, ka, right? Ha. And so we see those ones that end with a vowel are going to cause contraction. But other than that, like the khat, that's not going to change. And you just throw khat out there. But the subject is going to change it quite a bit. So the other way that we could change it is for mode. And that's where we're going to get either the preverb or the postverb, but the conjugation right there. That's where a bunch of stuff's going to happen. So for the imperfective, we don't have anything there. So you say, ich sechan, chat is sechan, and so there you're just doing straight subject-object change. The challenge with the imperfective is you have to hear it or see it in order, it's pretty, there's about probably over 24 known imperfective types, and it gets really crazy. But it's pretty much unpredictable. You just have to hear it, and then now you know it, right? Chatin. Okay, I know that is a plus I, and that is a long high stem. So now we can do chatin, tutin, etin, or iatin, sorry, yiatin, and so on and on. So then we go to the perfective. Perfective, so neither of those are going to have a preverb, but it's going to have the y. That's the conjugation thing that pops up in there, is that perfective marker. And then it's going to be plus I. It'll be minus I if we're going to do the negative perfective didn't happen. And then we talked about stem variation. We'll go back into that. We'll look at some kind of more simplified examples here. For the future, all g conjugation class verbs will have k. All q conjugation class verbs will have ye. So this is ye ikquasatin. I will see you. Yay. That's what the yay is doing there. Kekwake. It's going to get better. That's what the K is doing there. There's no mystery to it. It's all about the conjugation class, right? And so when once you hear the command form, someone will say gashat, which means catch it. But they'll say gashat, which means like grab that person. But you hear that qa, like, oh, yeka kwashashat. I'm going to grab that person. And then it's going to have ga, qa. It will always have those three things. And it doesn't mean, it's just that combination means future mode, right? And it's always going to be minus I. And so we'll look at, I got a few more perfectives and imperfectives for us to look at probably on Wednesday. And then next week we'll just crack open the future. The future is, I think, the easiest one. The prefix gets long, but it's super predictable. So let's just take a look at some of these in action. So this is more, our goal is to get imperfective, perfective, and future, but I threw some command forms and prohibitive forms on here as well. And these are just eating and cooking verbs, because you got to cook, you got to eat, right? I guess you can eat everything raw, but anyways, so the command form. Everybody repeat after me. Cha.
Ha,
Cha.
ha,
Short, right? Like that, short and high. Don't eat it. Shesh'ichaq.
shishihak,
Shesh'ichaq. Shesh'ichaq. So we can get to how to use these, but the shortcut to start using them is in the command form, you're going to have the stem, it's going to be minus I, and then you're going to have the conjugation class. And then you would pluralize it by, so you'd have yicha, which would be y'all eat. So it doesn't need a pronoun for the second person unless it's plus D. And then it has to have it. Okay.
So is it ch because there's a zero classifier and a zero conjugation prefix?
Yes. So yeah, if you were to write this thing out, that's what it would look like. It would be 0, 0. Right? And so then you wouldn't, and so again, there's no pronoun, even though you're saying this to a second person, right? You're saying you, but you don't have to say you, unless it's a plus D, right? So you would say shittecha, which would be eat yourself. But that wouldn't, I don't know. Don't ever say that, okay? I don't know. My uncle would probably laugh if we did, though. I don't know. And then there's two ways to use a prohibitive, and it's just kind of tricky. But once you sort of realize what you're doing, you'll sort of be able to look at it and remember. But you can also take a pretty good guess. Basically, it's going to be the second person imperfective with shish in front of it, not kleish, although there's lots of speakers who do that these days. Shish is technically don't. And that's where ishi, they're related words. As just straight ishi means don't, because kleik means no, kesh is not, and shish is don't. And then the short version, like if someone is doing something and you want to say don't, you can say ishi. And it's more polite than day away. Day away is knock it off. But we could say it a lot in teasing, but just as far as like how it really works in terms of culture and politeness and everything. But then the shesh and the verb, usually in the second person imperfective with the K, that's a prohibitive on there. Shesh ichaq, don't eat it. And then we'll look at once you look up a prohibitive, then you'll just sort of start, and we'll look at some examples later in the semester once we feel like, or maybe it might be even next semester when we feel like we've got this other stuff down pretty well, we'll start unpacking how those other things work. The other kind of prohibitive you're going to see is you're going to take some repetitive form of it and then add the shish and the aq. And so this is where you say shish iqq. So that means don't go, don't drive. When we were doing red light, green light, and translating that, Shakshani, she said, "You're not going anywhere," and then she laughed, right? But then you hear iqq. There's that K on the end for a repetitive act. And so this is where you're going to get guk or jik or juk, because there's going to be a CH, and that's going to change to a J. And we'll look at that later, right? And then now she or he is doing that. Acha. Acha.
Acha.
Acha.
Acha.
Acha.
Acha.
Is not. Kesh ucha.
Ucha.
Kesh ucha.
Ucha.
Kesh ucha.
Ucha.
So here we've got a 0, 0. Ha. Here we've got, just not worrying about the klesh, we've got a Irialis, 0, 0, 0, right? And so a plus whoops, I don't know why there's a tone marker. A and is going to get you oo, right? Kesh ucha. Just more sort of sound math. She or he ate it. Awacha.
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 And hey, that's long and high. Why is it long and high?
It's a zero.
It's a normal zero or a regular zero conjugation class.
It's a zero conjugation class, right? So the perfective, it's open, it's zero, it'll be long and high. And then it's open and it's zero. In the negative form, it's going to be short and high. Xóots Aawasháayi
Awacha.
Xóots Aawasháayi
Awacha.
Xóots Aawasháayi.
Awacha.
You could say, Xóots Aawasháayi Yées. Did our child eat well? Xóots Aawasháayi Tlingit Tlingit Aschisani. They don't like broccoli, right? So in the future, and there's going to be some things that you'll notice about the future. We're just going to sort of say them, and then next week we'll sort of really start to unpack them. Aqwacha,
Wacha.
aqwacha,
Wacha.
aqwacha,
Wacha.
aqwacha.
Is that where the conjugation of the g is happening with a in front of it to make it akkwach?
Yes, yeah. And so here you're getting a.
Like singular would be kakwa, right?
Yeah, kukwa. I'm going to.
Unachi.
It's always long and high, the stem.
All the future positives will be long and high. All the future negatives will be long and low. Every time. Unless it's invariable. Then it never changes. I don't know why this thing's not letting me type in it anymore.
Wacha.
Okay, let me try something else. So to sort of start thinking about the future would be this silly thing. Aquaman. He's going to do something to someone or something, right? Because it's a third person on third person. So good job, Aquaman. Aquaka, I guess he should be. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, there it is. So and then you're going to have ga, zero, zero, cha. So it is getting a little long, but that ga, it'll always be there in that order. They're all conjugation prefixes, so they'll all be in that order. Object, ga, subject, classifier, stem. Right?
Zero subject, zero classifier.
Yes. Yep.
Did they make a different symbol for the subject?
I've been asked that because you could technically have a zero. You couldn't have a zero object. You could have a zero subject, a zero conjugation prefix, and a zero classifier. So you could have 3 zeros in one verb. But I haven't figured that out yet. But yeah, it's possible. We would have to figure out how we would do that. It would take a little bit of work.
I'll write to the committee.
Yeah, because you could, throw a little, you could do something like this, I suppose. So this one's the classifier. So you could go up here. See if I can. And there's this program called PopCar that allows you to insert some different things. And I could go find, I'm sure there's some kind of C that would be like a little tiny C somewhere.
I guess I could just buy some highlighters too. Might be some.
I mean, or we could develop some kind of different symbol. I don't know. So here's an A. So see, it could be something like that, but it would be a different letter. You could do something like that. So you can have the conjugation could be the letter C, the subject could be the letter S, the classifier could be the letter C. You could do something like that. Okay. Kesh akwacha.
Tes akwacha.
Kesh akwacha.
Tes akwacha.
Kesh akwacha.
Tes akwacha.
And for the negative future, is that just adding klesh in front of whatever it was and having it go long and low?
Yeah, so the prefix will stay exactly the same, but then it goes long and low. So you say adeka kwagut. I'm going to go there. Kesh adeka kwagut. I'm not going there. Right? So that's the future. That's why the future is the easiest one, I think, to learn, because there's not a whole lot of exceptions. Because with the perfective, you got a few different, these things. The only thing that gets a little interesting with the future is there's a couple of options for some of them, because some people will say kukwa and some will say kukha, and some places will say kuki and some places will say gaki, but it's just two variations, and you might find your community prefers to say one or the other.
Sheesh.
So here's some imperfectives now that we could change the subject to. So we'll just say, we'll do each of these twice. Chacha,
Chacha.
chacha,
Chacha.
tucha,
Chacha.
tucha,
Chacha.
icha,
Yecha.
icha.
Yecha.
Oops, that should be wrong. Yecha,
Yecha.
yecha,
Yecha.
acha,
Acha.
acha,
Acha.
hasacha,
Asacha.
hasacha,
Asacha.
tucha,
Yecha.
tucha.
Yecha.
And we're just going down with cha, tu, I, yi. 0, 0, and then du. Right? And then we can move it into the perfective. Chwacha,
Chacha.
chwacha,
Chacha.
utuwacha,
Utuwacha.
utuwacha,
Utuwacha.
icha,
Yecha.
icha,
Yecha.
icha, icha, awacha,
Awacha.
awacha,
Awacha.
hasawacha,
Awacha.
hasawacha,
Zawacha.
waduwacha,
Duwacha.
waduwacha.
Duwacha.
In the future, I'm just going to pick one. Kakwacha,
Wacha.
kachtucha,
Tucha.
kakicha,
Icha.
kachicha,
Icha.
kakwacha, haskakwacha,
Askwacha.
kachtucha.
Ducha.
So there's some things about the future, like kakwa, I'm gonna. And now you just change your stem long and high, and that's all your 0, if it's 0, kakwata, I'm gonna sleep, kakwacha, I'm gonna eat, kakwagut, I'm gonna go, right? So you're always gonna kakwa.
So
Oh, go ahead.
would klesh kakwacha be I will not eat it?
Yes. And it might be interpreted as I'm not going to eat. It just depends on the context. But yeah, kesh atkakwacha would really be I'm not going to eat. But yeah, kesh kakwacha, I'm not going to eat it. And then you get thrown out of the house. Just kidding. Yeah, and same with kesh kachtucha. We're not going to eat it. And then kaki or gaki, that's always you are going to. Gachtu, we are going to. Gachtucha, gachtuche, we're going to sleep. And then gachye, y'all are gonna. Gukwa or kukwa. This is the one that has an exception. It's kukwa or gukwa, whichever one you prefer. Or it would be akwa. Oops, actually that's what it needs to be. Mistake. Akwa. But if there's a consonant in the classifier, it'll have to be guchla. Guchla Guchsha, guchsa. Just, that's just something you'll have to, ye a guchsatin. And it has to be that way. And so this is just something that you'll, once we start working on futures, that's something you'll remember. Gachdu that's how it's going to happen, or someone's going to do it. Any questions? Okay, I got some other ones, but let's go back to this story. I think we left off here. So Xóots Aawasháayi Yées Sháatkʼ Aye Hasnakati Haspuati Aye Hasnakati Yede. So we left off, she was saying some really, why do these, they're such terrible. And we always got to preface this, like if we're going to use this and read to kids, we really have to let them know to never do this kind of stuff. And we also have to be very careful. Like, if we were to read this, he'd probably just shut the whole thing down. Because once he saw Ḥúts in there, and they're talking like that, he would be like, you shouldn't even. But they would tell these stories, right? So in the context of these stories, that's what we're working on.
Sheesh.
So we come down here, and then, so here's the image. I don't think we did this page yet. I know it was quite a while ago. Anybody want to read this first section here?
Chak ka kun adayu kasla atkinuch. His slushkidin adayu kasla atkik ya Ḥúts at kutu adi. And I've got pretty much long ago, people always spoke about this. Don't you all speak badly about bears or animals in the woods?
Yeah, okay. Ḥúts. That should probably be a U. That's why. Kun atkinuch. What's the kun part? Right. So Ḥúts. The long ago people are doing the verb. That's what the ch is doing. So chaqkawu or chaqkaku. This is how you would sort of start saying a sentence about what people said long time ago. So this is how you sort of, if you need to really boost up what you're saying, like, and I'm not just saying this, this is what the ancient people used to say, right? And now what's the kun part?
I had ku'in, or with people.
Yeah. Ka'in. So kun is how a lot of fluent speakers are going to say to people, with people, just like you say ach'in, which can contract to khan, du'in. It doesn't usually do it, but it can contract to dun, yi'in, i'in, has'in, or hastu'in, ka'in, which usually will contract to kun, a'in, on, with it. So it just means with people. Kun is with people. This is where the ku atletu comes in, is with people, right? Ada, about it. Yuch atkinuch. They always talk about it, right? And you also might hear people say yuch atkin. They used to talk about it, or yuch atk nujin. They used to always talk about it.
Why is it Nuch instead of Nooch?
It could go either way. It depends on the speaker. So this was a cake speaker, and that's how he said it. Because some of them, they'll laugh at you if you say nooch, because they'll say it's nooch. In other places, it's niche. You go to Tesla, and it's niche. It's just, there are certain words where there's different variations. Like today on the radio at 3 o'clock, there was a Tlingit program. It was wonderful. But if you listen to Qoneoti, she says Jenu, like the Carcross people. And then you get Hesh Shushkadain, which is fun because there's like these two negatives right in a row, right? Shushkadain means when you have the Dane, that's an adverb. So if you're going to have the Dane, there should be a verb coming right after it. So you could say, Shushkadain yuchiwatan. He said terrible. He talked terribly, right? So Shushkadain is the opposite of kedain, the total opposite, right? So if you say, Shushkadain yuchiwatan, I'm going to assume that they were just saying horrible things or saying it in a horrible way, right? So that's what Shushkat, and there's a whole bunch of these Dane. We'll probably look at a list of them at some point. Just Kudzi Dane is amazingly, Kedane is well or good, Chetzin Dane is strongly, Teich Dane is difficultly. Yeah, there's some others. Shakao Ish said if he had a kid, he would change his middle. He'd have his middle name be Dane or something. He had some kind of fun joke for it, but ada about it, you aisha'atkik. So there's that. This is how you would say, don't you all talk about it, right? So and this is the prohibitive form of saying don't do that. And so again, you've got that K right there, which is showing that repetition. You at the front, K at the end, and you got this happens regularly. That's where you chatunk comes from. You tutunk. That's where those come from. That's why it's you chatungi, because that K is on the end to say happening just regularly. And there's different types of repetition in Tlingit. And then Xóots Aawasháayi. Okay? Yake. Gook. Natu. Chaasa.
As kaya adayu kafu atki as nuch. And when I worked with that, I had they understand people. They always hear what they are saying.
Yeah, away. Haskukayach. So there we've got, once we see the k, now we know the has to apply to the subject, right? Because k is people. Haskukayach. I think is the word that they use for interpreter, someone who understands people, right? They can understand people. Now we're talking about the animals and the bears. They always hear what people say. And the way that some people had explained this to me is there could be like some bird way over there on the other side of this lake, and you could just talk normal and it can hear you. So that's what the old people would say about animals and their interactions with people. What people talk about. So there you see the d part, which is the fourth person pushing the classifier plus d, and then the classifier, then the vowel collapses out of it, and then you get atki from the k at the end. Has a'ach. They always are hearing it. A'ach nooch is really like, it's a very repetitive form. It's like they hear every single thing. Okay. Oops, let me fix this. Oops. Okay, good. Natu.
Xóots Aawasháayi Yées Sháatkʼ ya hell ushkidin aduyu Tlingit ya atkutu adi ku ajit aya
Oops.
on on du tuwu yeyati.
Sheesh. Ade khatnu. Dachte hina ya kaucht. I made 2 errors in here. Should be a da, and then it should be on, not on.
On.
Okay. Kakena adasa hisakuke.
That was it.
Well, the hooch would be it's done. Hooch. She is the one that did it,
Oh,
right? And this is where you get the hooch away awaka hooch away. She or he said hooch away, right? And then we just kept going back and forth on that. We said hu away awaka or hooch away awaka hooch away. Ah, and we'd just make it longer. Yeah, so without the apostrophe, it's because we'd say that CH marks who's doing the verb. And it could go on to a pronoun. Chach, wa'ch, husch, hooch, yuhanch, uhanch. And that's just saying we're the ones who do the verb.
she knew. I think it's saying this woman something,
Yeah, this woman.
but it's modified with the K.
Oh, yeah, Sháatkʼ. Sháatkʼ is a young woman.
Oh, right. That's we did that. Okay. We just said that up above.
And this is all sort of one phrase. Ya heshushkadein ada yuk atki ya atkatu adi.
That it wasn't good to talk about.
She knows, and this is where like you do a little bit of translation work. Ya heshushkadeni ada yuch atki ya atkatu adi.
The forest animals.
She knows, and this is interesting. Like Tlingit, it doesn't need to use all the words that English would. Once you put these things together, like this whole thing would be kind of the first verb phrase. She knows that you're not supposed to talk bad to the animals, right? And then there's kind of a fun thing here. Like, how would I say she knows it?
Ausiku.
Ausaku. How would I say she knew it?
Ausakuan.
And so this is where it gets interesting, right? Because in English, we have a present tense and a past tense for that. For Tlingit, you'd say ausaku, ausaku. Unless if you said ausakuan, she knew it, but she doesn't know it now.
Tom.
Yeah, that's because that was my prediction as well. And then when it was explained to me, so this is where like the time thing, it just works different in Tlingit to say I knew it, ha, chwasaku. But then the one time, so like chwasakuan would be I used to know it, but I don't now, right? So and that would have context. But then you could also say techwasakuan. I didn't know that, but now I do. And so this is how, just the time markers and the meaning just work a little bit different in Tlingit. Okay, Ḳu'a ajit aya khan tuyeyati. How do we translate that part?
However,
However, and then on to tuuyeti.
The bear made her mad.
Yeah, ajit aya. So you could say dutuuyeti, she's mad, right? And then there's several ways to say that. You could say kan dutuyeti or dutuwu. That's either way is fine. Kant uwanuk. That's fine as well. Kant uwanuk. But when you say like, so when you say kan dutuyeti do yis, so the yis verb or the yis particle in there, that would mean she's mad at him. But then dujit kan dutuyeti, he made her mad, right? And so there's just some, again, some slight differences there. So you say yes, I'm mad at you, as opposed to ajit. And so this is just sort of that thing made her mad. And we all know what happened, right? So this keeps referring back to the thing. And so ajidach, ajit, we see that possessive being used like this. Like you could say, I'm tired from my work. I'm mad because of something one of my coworkers did. Right? And so just like little subtle variations on how these things are going to function. Right? And so we keep coming back, these little these stories, they give us all kinds of little things to just keep pulling out of there. Okay, let's see if we can make it to the end of this page. Hestu tua uskudne stebugu di awet de kagu tek akaye utiyi.
she did not want to go there.
Yeah. So and then so we got hestu tua usku. She didn't want. Neste wugudi, to go home. She didn't want to go home. Hestu tua usku. Hundaka hiti de wugudi. She didn't want to go to the store. Hestu, so this is, again, you could tie two verbs together. Hestu tua usku achayi. She didn't want to eat it. Hestu tua usku you chaudatani. She didn't want to talk. Awe de kagu. Akaye uti. So again, the Tlingit, the language does a lot of work, and sometimes in fewer words than with English, right? So we get this part. She didn't want to go home. Akaye uti. And there's a couple other things. There's a couple things that are really fun here. We've already got the hesh right here, which is putting this verb negative, but it's kind of jumping over to this one too. She didn't want to go home without berries in her basket. That's how you would translate this. And that was the sentence we again, to just sort of recap how this project came to be, we had these little books. They're written in English. I worked with Kahwanish and Chakshani, and we translated them into Tlingit. And so with that, so it just shows you how to sort of put these things together. Because as we manufacture this sentence as second language learners, we might say, which would probably be fine. But then we just sort of see, because usually they just sort of sit and think, and then one of them would just come out with it, right? And it would just really, and then sometimes one would start, and then the other one would sort of maybe say it a little bit different, and then they'd sort of go back and forth and pick which one they like the best.
And so she went picking berries again.
So she went picking berries again. I'll have to ask them. I don't know if you need the ts in there twice, but maybe, because you could say, another thing that you could say is you could say, ach owe suk kek cook eat wugut. And that's why she went for more berries, right? Suk. And we had a question on how you would say, do this one more time, do that one more time, make one more set. So then you could say tsuk, verb, usually in a command form, and then you could end with the number of times, right? So I could say, or I could say tsu, but tsuk, tsu would be do the verb again. Suk would be get more, right? So I could say, tsuk na'u nusk I guess. I'll have to check, but I think that's how you would say buy 3 more apples, right? And then I could say suk, I don't know. I'll think of some better examples. We're running out of time. Kek, a ka in it. Oh, yeah.
I tried that one. I had she was picking berries, and then that it on the end of in it places it into her. Does that place it into her basket?
Yeah, I think she picked berries. The IT part, you're usually seeing that. I'll have to check maybe I'll have to check the tape on this one or confirm with Marge, but usually when the T is going on to the verb, it's sort of like so that that verb could happen kind of a thing. And so that actually might need to be part of the sentence before it. I'll have to check that one. So let me mark this really quick. Yatleich Aawasháayi Yées Sháatkʼ. The last one.
I had a group of women, however, then quickly they are going, they're returning home.
Yeah, so the Yatleich, so we see these ones, and Yatleich Aawasháayi Yées. So the Tleich Shah is saying one of the women, and that would be her. Oops, I gotta turn these off. So this is referring to her. Tleich. And so when you say Tleich or Dach or Nusk, you're saying one of them, two of them, three of them. And we remember that part means part of them, right? That's why you say achu is some of them. And then you'll see it pop up in a few other places. So when you say Yatleich Shah, one of the women, Qa, though, Tleitlauk Yahasna Adi, when they started going quickly, Nechte Yahasna At Dunak. They started to go quickly and then they left her behind. So they left this one woman behind, is what this sentence is saying. I'll check on this one, make sure that we've got it, and then we'll get to page 5. We've got how many? 4 of these? And then I've got a few of them that I'm still typing out. There's another version of the Salmon Boy story. There's one called The Orphan. And there might be one more. I'll have to check I was looking through and trying to locate all the audio for this. This was 2 or 3 years ago. Yak a ganchi shuhan tsubush kanachach to the art naskegig wechana yak echawe yejene kachwasach to yak a Tlingit aya adat aya yejene yak echawe ganchi. So Wednesday, I think we'll just come in and we'll just try and power through some of this stuff. And then we'll think of a topic for Monday. Maybe I know, we kind of did weather. But think about something, think about topics. We'll talk about those on Wednesday and then we'll pick one. But we'll just start class Wednesday, probably just jumping right into this so we can keep peeling through some of these. Okay, cheesh.
Sheesh.